Hello, everyone. Welcome to Connecting the Dots with Dr. Ashaye. This is a great place to be if you desire to take charge of your health so that you can live fully while enjoying what you love. So if you've tried to meet a health goal, maybe you started out with lots of energy, you're motivated, and then over time, you found yourself kind of going back to your old habits. But making lifestyle changes has so many benefits. You feel better, you have more energy, you're more productive, you have mental clarity, and so much more. So today I'm going to be sharing part 2 on practical tips on how to be consistent when adopting healthy habits. You can check out episode 13 on our YouTube channel for part 1 of this. So we did part 1 already. Awesome. So let's get started. Before we get into it, you're listening to Connecting the Dots with Dr. Ashaye. I'm your host, Lola Ashaye. I'm a board-certified family medicine and lifestyle medicine specialist and owner of In Touch Primary Care in Sugar Land, Texas, where we help people achieve and maintain their health goals with a practical, stepwise approach so they're empowered to live out their dreams. If you're in the Houston area, you can learn more and join us at www.intouchprimarycare.com. Remember, you can always listen to this episode and all our other episodes on the In Touch Primary Care YouTube channel. Leave comments, subscribe, and please share with someone that might need it. You never know, it could make a huge difference for them. So we all know that our health is important, right? That we should prioritize it, we should pay attention to it. Many of us know what to do for the most part. And we know we should eat lots of fruits, we should eat vegetables, but I've had over 10 years experience of seeing patients now, and I've seen what works and what doesn't work. And the major reason why a lot of us have trouble is our mindset. So our mindset is our thoughts and our beliefs about something. So how we think about something actually affects a lot what we end up doing. So if you think you can't do it, then it's going to be more difficult for you to do. So our thoughts play a major role in how we actually, whether or not we're successful with whatever goal that we've set. Also, our beliefs about whatever goals that we set also make a difference. Okay, so the first thing, we talked about this a little bit last time as well. We said, what if you're not there yet? What if your thoughts are not there yet? Your beliefs are not there yet? What do we do? So we came up with, strategies for that. And you can listen to the previous YouTube video on that. But I'm going to just summarize real quick for those that haven't seen it yet. So strategies are, number one, go ahead and be honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself about what you believe, what your thoughts are. And then once you've done that, the next step will be to find out whether the things that you believe are true or not. So if they're not true, then you want to convince yourself that they're not true by finding evidence that they're not true, and then finding evidence of the truth of what is true, what are things that are healthy for you to do, and make sure that you're replacing your old thoughts with this new beliefs. And then most importantly, you want to then surround yourself with the right information. So making sure you have the right source of health information is so critical. And I'm going to pause here and talk about WhatsApp, because I've seen many, many patients who are changing their medications, taking medical advice from posts that they've received on WhatsApp. So very, very important that don't take health information from a forward from somebody. The source is so important. Don't just Google something and then start doing what it says. Don't stop your medication because you've heard something that someone forwarded. The source can be anybody, could be even completely fake. So very, very important that you find out the source of your medical information. Ideally, you should be checking with your doctor. Don't change anything without checking with your doctor. It can really cause serious consequences. So just wanted to throw that out there. Check your source before you do whatever health goal you're trying to reach. So now you're armed with the right information. You've checked with your doctor. How do you go about meeting your goals? So today is kind of a workshop. So I want you to grab a sheet of paper if you're listening, and let's go ahead and decide on a health goal. So decide on a health goal. And one thing I would say when you're deciding on a health goal is try to make sure you pick something that you actually have control over. So this is one of the mistakes I call it a mistake. So one of the things that I think can affect whether or not you achieve your goal. So for example, a lot of people have a goal to lose weight, and they would say, I'm going to lose 5 pounds in the next 1 month, or whatever it is they want to do. But the truth is that's not completely in their power. There are things they can do that can make that happen, but how many pounds they lose exactly is not entirely up to them. Some of it is just genetics, how the body's made up. Some people are going to lose weight faster than others. So when you pick a goal like that, sometimes it makes it difficult to achieve because it's not just what you need to do to make it happen. Your body also has a responsibility there, and you're not sure what it's going to do. So I don't usually recommend that you pick a weight goal. I recommend that you pick a goal that you can actually have you have control over. So for example, you can pick a goal to exercise a certain number of days. You can pick a goal to eat more fruits and vegetables. You can pick a goal that will move you closer to your ultimate goal. But it's better when you pick something that you actually have control over. So for example, you want to pick a goal where, for example, you want to pick a health goal to maybe exercise more frequently. You want your goal to be a SMART goal. So you may have heard of specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time-bound goals. So for example, I will exercise 3 times a week for 10 minutes for the next 1 month. So you want to make it a time frame. You don't just want to say 3 times a week for 10 minutes forever, because you want to give yourself a good chance of being successful. And when you limit the time that you have to do it, you're much more successful when you do that. So let's say that's our goal. We're going to exercise 3 times a week for 10 minutes for the next 1 month. When you have written your goal, whatever it is, the next step will be check your readiness. So you can check this by asking yourself, on a scale of 0 to 10, how ready are you to start doing this goal right now? Today, tomorrow, like as soon as possible. How ready are you to start with your goal? So you can write that number down. So first you have your goal, and then you have your readiness level, how ready you are on a scale of 0 to 10 to achieve your goal. If your readiness score is less than 7, then you probably need a new goal. So that's the other thing, that sometimes people want to do something, but they don't really want to do it. If you're at that phase, that's okay. Just, go back to the steps that we talked about last time, being honest with yourself, finding out and informing yourself, get yourself a little bit more information about this particular goal so that you are motivated and you're ready to actually start doing it. So that's an important step, that you assess your readiness, because if you're not ready, it's unlikely that you're going to actually go through with doing your goal. The next thing is to assess your confidence. So your confidence level, again, on a scale of 0 to 10, how confident are you can achieve this goal? So sometimes your confidence level might be affected by something coming up. Thanksgiving, for example, coming up in the US. So if you know that you put your goal to eat, vegetables for half your plate every single day for the next month, and on Thanksgiving Day there's no vegetable on the menu, then already your confidence level is going to be affected, right? So be practical. So if there is something that is affecting your confidence, and your confidence is less than 7 on a scale of 0 to 10, then you may want to adjust your goal at that point. So for example, instead of saying, I'm going to exercise for 10 minutes 3 times a week for the next month, you can say, maybe I'm going to do 5 minutes, or maybe I'm going to do 2 times a week, but make sure it's something that you're confident that you can achieve, because that will give you the higher chance of success. Okay, I hope that's clear. So by now we should have a goal. We should have a readiness and a confidence level over 7, and then we should be ready. So the last step, before I say that, the one thing that can be helpful when you are doing whatever goal you've picked is to pair it with something that you already do and something that you like. So for example, I walk 20 to 30 minutes most days, and usually I walk right after I brush my teeth. So that's something I know I do every day in the mornings. And then number 2, when I walk, I listen to a podcast, or I listen to a book, which I love to do. So by doing that, I'm looking forward to walking. So maybe I'm not a big fan of walking, but because I get to listen to a book I like or listen to a podcast I like, I'm more motivated to do it. So pairing it with something that you like to do can be quite helpful. Okay. So the last thing I want to say is start immediately. Okay. So don't go get the fancy shoes. You don't need that. Don't go get all the workout gear. Don't make it a thing. Don't go get the containers. Just start with what you have. Start right away so that you can build momentum and keep going. And then, keep track of how often you're doing it. And a month later, check it and see how far you've come. Okay. So these are the types of things that we work with our patients. You may have already done some of these things, and maybe you've done it for a few weeks, you've done it for a few days, and then you find yourself going back to your old habits. The missing key there is accountability. This is where having a community can be helpful. That could be a group of friends, it could be a program that you join, or it could be a doctor like me who will help you keep things on track. So you want to find your cheerleaders, you want to find your support team, so that you can achieve your goal. So that would be the other thing that can be very, very helpful in getting you where you need to be. So if you're in the Houston area and you're looking for a doctor that's proactive about your health, check us out at In Touch Primary Care. We do things very differently. Our practice is set up so that your visits are not rushed, so that you can reach us easily in between your appointments, and so you don't have to delay your care. And we can see you even if you don't have health insurance, since we're membership-based. You can find out more on our website, www.intouchprimarycare.com. Remember, your health is too important to be rushed. It's too important to ignore. You need your health to enjoy the fruits of your labor. So imagine if you started doing something today, and by the end of the year, or even by the end of this month, you have reached your goal, or you are on your way to reaching your goal. You're feeling better. You're more energy. Your mindset is better. I mean, your mental clarity is better. It is worth it. It is worth it. So go ahead and start now. And if you know anybody else that might need this, go ahead and share with them. And thank you for watching today. See you next week, Wednesday at 2:15 p.m. Thank you.